Good morning. This is my Landy 110 pickup, 1984. It was registered the last day, 31st of December 1984. In the year 1990 it changed its engine from a petrol to a 300 TDI. It is now won't pass its MOT due to chassis problems, but it's still a wonderful engine. The outside is still pretty good. It's got snorkels and all that sort of stuff, but it is a Land Rover that will not pass its MOT. However, it has 4 very good tyres on it. They're not the full size Land Rover tyres, they're the dinky ones, but 4 very good tyres with lots of tread on it. Let's say at least 10 mil on all the tyres. Come round to the sort of what I would call the major problem of the chassis problem of the thing, is its back member is rotten as hell. I shouldn't really say that, but it's rotten. Underneath, if we look into here for example, we can see that there is some corrosion around some of the joints, some corrosions around the spring leaves, which will be an MOT failure. It is probably failed on most corners. I'll list everything that the MOT inspection said in the blurb that comes with this, but that's its major, well, the only thing that's going to stop it going through its MOT, apart from small electrical things and 1 or 2 other things that I would mention. This is obviously a project for someone to take on over the winter, to use, to bring back up to shape, use all its spare parts, whatever. But the engine itself, the clutch and the gearbox and the transmission are fine. Front bumper's still pretty sturdy. Lights, the fog lights don't work. The headlights at the moment don't work on full beam, but work on dip beam. It has radio possibilities. It has speakers and an aerial, but doesn't have a radio fitted. It has a snorkel fitted, but I've never had the course to use it. I've used it for off-road use on golf courses and for making my house. That's why I bought it in 2003, and to help me build the extension to my house. And it's been a fantastic workhorse for that regard. My wife in 2003 did manage to roll it, to which post we did repair this back side here, so you can see why the Land Rover sticker doesn't carry on to the back, and all this back end was replaced in 2003. Give it a category D or C certificate, but it all got roadworthy after that. Some chap had it over the winter and did a pretty good job to bring it back up into full shape again. Now over the years I've been told and told again that the chassis will fail at one time, and this is the year that it's happened. And I'm not a big mechanic. I love the Land Rover, got another Land Rover just got come my way, and so I'm going to get rid of this one, and it's up for somebody to hopefully to give it some tender loving care and bring it back up to shape, or to use it for all its parts. The spare wheel isn't as good as the others, but the other 4 themselves I think are super, if not close to brand new, then within the first few 100 miles of being brand new. And that's all I can say really. It's my old Land Rover. It's done me well, but I think I can't now bring it back up to spec to pass its MOT. It's all down to its chassis problems, which I shall list what the garage has said in total. I can give you an HBI check free of charge if you wish, and if you just give me a ring, Maidstone 720-810, Maidstone 01622 720-810, and I can tell you a lot more about it. Thanks very much for listening. Good morning again. This is the inside of the Landy. Not quite sure how well this will focus, but that should be saying 162,000 miles. It was changed at 90,000 miles. It's done now, obviously 70,000 miles on this 300 TDI. Shows the petrol gauge doesn't work. Never has, never will probably, but it does 400 miles per tank or that's what I let it do, and on the trip meter before I started again. I've never run out, but I just put 400 miles per tank and then fill it up, and that seems to be fine, always seems to work. It's cold as cold now, so I'll just start it for you to show you that it starts first time. That's without me, I'm outside the car, so that's without any throttle. It wants to start, all the lights go off, and when the lights come on now, any lights that are on with the ignition, and without anything on the foot, it will just start first time every time. It works in high and low ratio very well, but I obviously use it 99.9% in high ratio. Inside here we've got our 300 TDI engine. That's pretty clean. No major additions or things taken off it. Everything's plain as plain. The heating is not great in this Land Rover. Let's say on a winter's day, just the heat of the engine itself probably leaks through into the cabin. But that's something that can also be improved upon. And there we have it, our 300 TDI 1984 Land Rover 110 pickup. It needs some tender loving care, but it's the chassis. But the chassis for me is far too much work, because it's something I don't do. I love Land Rovers now, but I'm not good at replacing chassis if that's what it needs. I don't even know if it needs replacing a chassis. It's had not much welding work in the past. I'll show you inside each of these things again. There's the inside of that structural point, all of those things as we go around them all. Changed the back once upon a time because I bent it previously. This thing here, I shall show you, since the is pretty darn soft, so that's how rotten that is. Won't be towing anything with that. Inside here, once again, it's got the shock absorber rusting. Looks okay to me, but let's have a look at that. Saying is that's a bad enough thing to be a structural problem. They say it is. I wouldn't know. Everything within 30 centimetres of a structural joint these days seems to be a problem. Go to the front. Once again, structurals. It looks pretty clean. The front near side. Not a good tyre inside the engine. Offside front, another good tyre, and as you can see, structurals going underneath. We have a pretty good chassis. Well, no, I can't say it's a pretty good chassis at all, actually, because it's failed its MOT. But some people will know what to do with it. I don't. So it's left for someone to spend a few hours on bringing it back up to full service. I hope that helps. All the way through this, I've said it's failed its MOT. In fact, it's had a pre-MOT that says it will fail. Its MOT ticket does in fact last to the 19th of September 2009, so can be legally driven away until that point. Thank you.